Hey, 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 welcome back to the Psychic Soul Healer channel, and welcome if you're new to the channel. My name is Laura. I'm going to do a general message for Gemini. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates. Also know that I like to go deep within my readings, so I look at everything, which means I also look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes. That helps you to heal by seeing your situation through a different perception, allows you to break karmic cycles, even shape shift your situation. Now, again, if you want to enter into winning free reading with me, you got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the underlining word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video always comes from this deck, and that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. Because when we're looking at shadows, well, people tend to want you to receive them through the illusions that they create and not really from the truth. So we like to look at the hidden truths. We want to understand why a person is created that persona, what was the trigger, and maybe what we can do to actually transmute that energy. And the very least, if we can't transmute it, where, we can balance out the connection, we understand why we attracted this person into our life to begin with. What are we supposed to learn? You're a mirror of who and what comes into your life. We get taught by our connections, especially those karmic connections, the ones that we associate with pain and suffering, because those relationships make us look at ourselves, make us look at our behaviors, look at how we contributed to the undesirable life experiences. They change us. Okay, so the word that you're going to write in your comment bar is apathy. I feel like your person acts like they don't care. Again, you're connected to someone that's in separation from you, that's acting like they don't care, but really they do care. They're just always procrastinating. They're just procrastinating. They are terrified to confront you. I feel like they're going through a rough time and they don't really want to hear that this connection wouldn't work out. I do also believe that they hold on to the connection. They feel as if there is hope to balance out this connection and where maybe you'll give them another chance. Um, However, they don't show any emotion. Partially in the beginning, I think that it was because of pride. This person didn't want to act like they cared. They wanted you to kind of show them how much you cared, and they felt like you would if they held back. I feel like that's something that they've done in the past that's worked. And then when you didn't, then it was their pride and their ego. And now it's just like they're going through a rough time. So I feel as if this person is in the shoulda, coulda, wouldas because they really wish you were in their life now, and they wasted so much time, and they wasted so much time acting like they didn't give a shit and procrastinating. Like if they picked up the phone once, they picked it up 50 times wanting to talk to you, but putting the phone down. This person doesn't have confidence. They don't know how you're going to react. I feel like when you met this person, I just feel like they didn't know what they wanted. It wasn't really, they played some games because they were attracted to you and kind of wanted to have their cake and eat it too, but they didn't really know what they wanted. So we're going to see why I just channeled all that energy by first looking at the hidden truths. Let's see. I don't react when people mention you. So again, they don't, I feel like they're going through a rough time right now. So they they don't know when they're going to be out of their situation. I also feel like part of it is I don't want to know if you don't like me right now. I kind of need to be in that space where I believe that you do like me to, because that's helping me get out of my situation. It's helping me get through my situation. That there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I have something to look forward to. Um, and I also don't want to bring your name up because people have a tendency of messing up my life, getting too involved in my life, meddling too much in my life. I feel like the hard time your person is going through is that they had a bunch of friends and those friends turned on them, or if they worked with a bunch of people, that those people turned on them, that people that they were close to, that they considered friends, actually betrayed them. So they're in a sense of not trusting anyone, including themselves. So they don't want anyone to know anything, and they don't want anyone to run back to you and tell them anything about what they're going through. I feel like this person's embarrassed about how they handled you and what they're going through. So this person had a low self-esteem before, they have an even lower self-esteem now. I love you. So it's again, that's why they don't say anything. It's almost like I feel like they're guarding you with their heart. And I don't feel like they're in a good way. I feel like they're very emotional and they're all over the place. And so the one thing that they're sure about is that they do have strong feelings and do love you. I want you. So that's I mean that's pretty straightforward. I love you and I want you. So we have to look at the triggers, like what happened that this person didn't give to you, that didn't treat you. Blamed. I feel like this person is not good at communicating. I feel like they didn't see you often, but when they would see you, they were good at talking. But then otherwise, to text back and forth, it was like one word, two words that you didn't really feel like they wanted to talk to you. It wasn't enough. This person held back a lot. They, again, almost like they were too mysterious. And so you would tell this person, like, I don't feel like you're like talking to me about anything of any importance. Like you would feel like they would tell you surface things, but things that, you know, nothing really for you to know anything about them, nothing of any meaning. It was always like, maybe like, oh, I organized my backyard, or I like cleaned my room, or I took this test, or like an element of what they were doing, but not about personal things. So you didn't feel as if you were connected to this person, and you also felt like they didn't really put in enough effort or time. And I feel like it's because when they first met you, they didn't really know what they wanted, even though there was attraction, even though they knew that you were a good catch. And I feel like they are afraid that you're going to blame them, that you're not going to give them another chance because it's like, well, I told you this the whole time that you were in my life, that you weren't giving me. I was telling you the whole time that I wasn't happy because you weren't giving me. And so now all of a sudden you want to give it a chance. Well, now that I'm over it, like this is what this person is terrified of. And I feel like it's because you would get frustrated. You'd be like, you know what? I feel like this, you don't give me anything. Like you give me enough to keep me on the hook. And you're the reason why this relationship didn't work out. It's again, and like, and I would tell you, and that you just stonewall. So it's again like they would turn around, you would turn around to them and say something. And like I said, it was either I don't want to hear that I'm going to get blamed for the relationship because all I'm hearing is I'm inadequate. And that's because that's really how they felt about themselves. So they would act like they didn't they didn't care. They would act like they didn't hear you, that they didn't care. The stonewall is that your feelings don't matter. So they again downplayed the relationship. And I feel like there was a sense that they made you kind of feel like blamed because you weren't just getting along with them, but by whatever that they were showing you, whatever they were giving you. This person always felt like you were picking on them. It's like, and that's what you felt like, you're acting like I'm picking on you because I'm telling you I want to have a deep connection with you that I feel like our connection is really superficial. Like you don't really want to let me in. It's obvious that you're not letting me in. You're talking to me about moving furniture around in your garage, or you're talking to me about, these insignificant like things, but you're not telling me about, you're not letting me in. And I'm telling you that, and it's like you're twisting it around, and then when you're and then you ignore me. I wish I could give you more. So there was a sense, well, that card didn't even belong in this deck. So, but I always think that there's no mistakes. So I feel as if this person knew you wanted to have more in the relationship, knew that they did. And but I feel like part of them couldn't give you more because again, that they were tied up in another relationship or getting out of that other relationship or just not ready to be like in the type of relationship that you wanted to be in. So again, for some of them like were, I don't want to say that they were in a relationship, but they were in a situationship, I should say. And it's one that it was of convenience, it was for a long time, and that's just for some. And then for others, I just feel like your person just wasn't ready to be in that type of relationship. And so they heard you, but there was also a sense, I'm not gonna lie, that they wanted to have their cake and eat it too. Because it's, I'm attracted to you and I like you. So if you don't say anything about this relationship and how it goes, I'll go along with it and act like we're like in dating, but it's never going to be committed. And I feel like that's what you knew. And there was a sense that you were like, I want to know what's going on in this relationship. And there was a sense that they never really wanted to give you a place in a relationship. Like they never wanted to give you a place where they could say, okay, you're my girlfriend or you're like someone that I date. It's like, again, they wouldn't give you anything. And so they played a lot of games in that because they didn't know what they wanted. However, I do believe because they, stonewalled you and avoided, because that's what it is. I was afraid that you were going to blame me, so I didn't want to deal with it. So what I did was I ignored you, I stonewalled you, I killed you in silence. I held back from you almost to punish you, so that when I would come back into your life, that you would, just be happy I was there, almost like very narcissistic energy in order for them to get what they wanted. And so, and trust, they broke the trust. And it's mainly because this person doesn't trust. So they went into the relationship really not trusting because there's a part of them that doesn't trust themselves. They, again, I feel like don't really build a strong enough foundation with the person because they're always trying to manipulate the relationship. They just couldn't do that with you because from day one you were like, I don't really feel like we're connected. Like I feel a spiritual connection where we're both attracted to each other, but the energy isn't elevated. It's like, again, it's very like sexual. It's very, there's a lot of passion. Again, I want you. Exactly what this person said. Again, that. And so where you're like, well, I need an emotional connection. I get that you want me and I want you too, but I'm not going to give you me until I get that emotional connection. And so, again, calling them out on surface conversation until they were like, well, I'm going to hold back and I'm going to stonewall you. Like a very emotionally manipulative. Again, kept out, and it made you feel like, again, kept out. It's like not involved. And the irony is that your person didn't expect you to like go along with it. It's like they stonewalled you, and then you were like, okay, like I'm not gonna fight this connection. I'm not gonna beg you to like give me the emotional fulfillment that I need. And that's, I feel like there was a sense that your person expected that you would, thought that you would, because again, they knew how much you cared about them. Like, oh, you have strong feelings for me, so you're gonna like do it. I'm not ready. So it's again, there's still a sense that they're not ready, but that's been the problem the whole time. So it's like this person has like again love for you, but the actual commitment part, I'm afraid of commitment. It's again, which is how this reading started. Like literally, I feel like I ruined everything. So they already know that they ruined everything, and there's a part of them that knows that they would need to come in and offer you the committed relationship that to make you feel emotionally secure. This person does not pay attention to the emotional needs of you because this person like is almost disassociated from their feelings. They associate this connection with passion, which is a need for them, but it's again because they didn't give you what you wanted and you didn't react the way that they assumed. There's also a sense that they're embarrassed because they see how they treated you now. They're looking and see they didn't treat you well at all, and that they know that they ruined everything because you really weren't asking for anything. You were asking to build like to have a connection, a real connection with them, for them to build a stronger bond with you, to make you feel safe. And the more that you asked, the more that they stonewalled you, the more that you got punished for it. And they thought, oh, well, this is the way that you're going to come back to me and give me what you want because you're going to be afraid that I'm going to leave you forever. And you were not like that. You were like, okay, bye. And so again, there's mud all over their face. And so now they're sitting there and they're saying, well, I'm still not ready. I'm really afraid of commitment. And on top of it, I ruined everything because you were in my life. The truth of the matter is, if they just would have been in the relationship, see, that's the thing. This person doesn't want a commitment, but they want you to be committed to them. And that's what they kept trying to do. They kept being like, I want the relationship this way, where we build a very strong sexual connection and there's a lot of passion here. And we take things as they come. And you're like, I don't want to be in a connection like that. And so I feel like this person kept trying to manipulate that for a while by like punishing you, would come back into your life, act like they cared, act like they wanted to be in a relationship, and then, you know, then back away. Every time you would get comfortable, they would back away. So you would always feel like they would never let you get comfortable. Like if you got comfortable for a day, that would be it. They were like, okay, you're too comfortable. I'm not gonna hang around for like 2 weeks. You're not gonna see me. I'm gonna pop in and out of your life. I'm not never gonna make you feel secure in this relationship. And this way you'll give me more, but I won't give you more. When you say, why does a person do that? A person that is wounded does that. Because again, it was their way of just trying to control the relationship, because it's like, I like you, but I don't exactly know what I want. Words have hurt me in the past, and that's why if you're talking to you, so again, the whole avoidant thing, and which is what I feel like they do by playing games, by stonewalling you. It's like, I don't feel comfortable in talking about it. So I'm not going to say I feel uncomfortable and that people have hurt me in the past. What I'm going to do is I'm going to act macho and self-righteous in order to create the persona that I don't care, which is what this person does. But the truth of the matter is that they do care, and in spite their feelings of love actually scare them. I care about you, even when I act like I don't. See, I'm hiding my true feelings because I feel vulnerable. Listen, I can't make this shit up. Like literally. It's like their way is to like, I don't know how to be in this relationship and not be vulnerable. I don't know how to be in this connection and be able to control everything. It's like, which they can't. And, they're too focused on getting hurt by trying to avoid getting hurt, that they're creating that self-fulfilling prophecy where they're still getting hurt because they still have feelings for you. I'm changing this pattern and moving forward. So it's again, there's a part of them that is, they're not ready to come towards you, but they at least recognize that this is a pattern, that this is something that they need healing in. And it's because they, again, do care about you. It's not like they don't. They do want you in their life. They just don't know whether they want like a whole committed type relationship, and not because you're not great, but because of their past situations and how they handle their relationships. Like I said, you can't treat people like disposable, like when you're done. You need to, again, end relationships properly. You need to not, like, I feel like your person goes from relationship to relationship, a relationship it hasn't even ended, and they're already in another relationship because they're very codependent. They form attachments, and those attachments wind up being extremely toxic because your person never builds the emotional connection and then allows other people to emotionally give them and invest in them. And then when it's over, like again, it's over, and then your person self-righteous acts like they don't care, and your person tries to treat you that way. And what happens is that they didn't expect you to like walk away and be okay with it. They expected that you were going to fight for it because they're used to dealing with people like that. And also because of how much they knew you cared about them, and because of the spiritual connection that you guys had, they felt like if anything, you were going to fight to for your position in their life. And that's not what happened. And then truth of the matter is, the were embarrassed, they had mud on their face, and then they don't even know how to communicate. Again, not without it getting triggered and saying so, they went back into their own patterns, and their own pattern is to avoid and act like they don't care. Um, but the truth of the matter is that they do care. And now they're in a place of I do care, but I have to figure out what I want. And I know they want you in their life, they just don't know where. There are messages being exchanged through music and movies. Listen carefully and trust what you hear. I feel like they're looking for a sign. They don't know how to handle this situation. There's the sense of that they want you in their life. They don't know like what type of relationship. There's they do have love, there is attraction, but they're again need to do the healing. They need to do their own healing. As long as they don't do their healing, they're not gonna know what they want. They're constantly gonna be looking for like a sign or something from the universe to tell them what to do instead of doing the healing that they need to do and then actually forming that intimate relationship, and intimate meaning trust, which is a foundation of friendship. That's the like they need to do that where they'll let you in to their life. Yep. I feel like this person doesn't let anybody, like, again, really see their true self. Let's see the ones that came out. I'm looking for a way out of the situation so I can be free. I feel like, again, it's just looking for answers, looking for a sign, looking for a way out of their frame of mind. So again, this connection is bringing them to healing. Separate or together, we are working in tandem with each other. They feel like, again, very strong spiritual connection. They almost feel as if, they're doing healing and that, this forced you to do healing. We must remember that we are God and goddesses and work to embody that energy. So again, what is this God and goddesses? God is the energy of love, the energy of the universe. It's perfect, it's ubiquitous, it's all knowing. But again, the vibration is of unconditional love. And when we need to embody the energy of unconditional love. And that's the thing, your person has unconditional love for you. However, they don't trust themselves. And the truth is that you don't put up with nonsense. You already are saying, I am not going to be in this connection the way that you want to be in this connection without you honoring me. And your stonewalling to avoid is not going to make me scare me into giving you what you want. It's like, so now if you're going to be with me, you're going to come to me. You're going to be open to me. You have to surrender to unconditional love. Because I feel like, Gemini, you are in a place of unconditional love. It's that you just won't put up with this. And so, like it said, but this is making your person, like, again, look at their behaviors and look and see how, like, look at how this is what they created, and this is not what they wanted to create at all. And this is, as twin flames, we are here to ascend and help others to do the same. So it's almost like right now, this person knows that there's unconditional love, that you're a very special person in their life. I just believe that they're not in a place of fully surrendering yet. And it's because they're healing. And that's a twin flame relationship. A lot of times, twin flames are not together. They do a lot of their healing separate. However, it is the twin that is the catalyst for the healing, because it, first of all, the connection is what the dynamic of the connection. There's a ton of passion and love, which we saw, but then there was also a sense of control and a runner and a chaser dynamic. Your person was continually the runner saying, I want this relationship, but I want it my way. And it's like, and you being like, no, I'm not going to give into that until finally you were like, I don't want the relationship like this. Now it's not like they're running after you, though I do feel like eventually they will. I feel as if they're saying, before I can even come to you, I have to heal myself because these situations keep happening and I'm not happy. And like I said, it's like now that they had this connection, there's a sense of knowing that they sabotaged it, but knowing that they would have to come back and give you 100%. And so in order to do that, they know that they have to do the healing. Like I said, we don't volunteer to do the healing unless we were passionate about someone that you know is making us do it, right? We're like really hot for that person. It's like that's what makes us change. We have to say, why did you attract this person? What is the healing energy that you need to integrate? Because you're a magnet of who what comes into your life. And so um, it's crafts and creativity is again this childhood wound cards with childhood shadow cards, I should say, because not all shadows are wounds in this situation. I feel like you put your energy into yourself, into your hobbies and your interests, and they grew. You gave yourself the energy. Like I said, your person was like, my way or the highway, and you said the highway's 2 blocks down. You put the energy into yourself. Now this person has mud on their face. Again, now they have to can change everything, the way that they dealt with the situation if they want to be in your life. That's what they know. They want to be in your life. They just need to figure out how they're going to do that without losing themselves and without being emotionally avoidant. So again, what you did was you said, that's okay. The highway's over there, and you put the energy into yourself. You became more of the energy of unconditional love, and that's because of your disassociation. So I believe that your person that again is connected to you has disassociation disorder where they went through a tremendous amount of trauma and um, they detached from it. So they don't really know, they haven't processed all of it. They know what happened, but they're missing elements of what happened and they haven't done the healing yet, which is where these behaviorisms of the playing games came from with you. And so I believe for you, you also had trauma growing up. And so I believe that these crafts and creativity were all gifts that you had in childhood and the way that you dealt with it in childhood, again, the trauma was to, again, through these crafts and your own creativity, but the healing of that disassociation from you happened because your parents weren't able to emotionally be there for you. And so that was traumatizing for you. So again, when we're very traumatized, the way that the psyche deals with it is that it's almost like as if we're watching someone else go through the experience and not really as if we're going through the experience. And then when we're talking about the child self, we're talking about, again, very sensitive when we're young. The psyche is very sensitive. So just not having your parents be there on an emotional level to give you what you needed be enough that was traumatizing. It doesn't all the time have to be severe. I do feel like, though, for some of you guys, that you grew up in an alcoholic family, you grew up in a turbulent environment where you saw abuse happen to your mom, you saw your mother or father in pain, you saw that one parent suffer, and you inherited that trauma. And that's what happens too when we watch someone that we love go through the experience. We a lot of times will inherit that same trauma. So again, it is because you again saw it, but it wasn't your experience. So it's like you were watching it. This happens again when we go through the same experience as what happened with our parent, that happened to our parent. And now we have detached from it. But I believe that this connection is to help both you and your person embody the energy of unconditional love, because there is love here. Your person's realizing that they can't control and manipulate love, that real love. There's no ownership, there's no expectation, that you have to come to a place of surrender. They're learning that because you did not fall for the karmic game that they were playing, which was like, you're going to give me what I want, and I'm not going to give you anything that you want. And I feel like that, okay, because they believe that you were innocent. And I believe that you again had an innocence to you when you were a child too. And that's a sensitivity, that's an empath type energy where you believe that everyone loves the way that you love. And again, that's not true. And again, I feel like it was taken advantage when you were in childhood from siblings. It was taken advantage from parents, again, because you didn't expect anything. You were pure, you just loved. And when you're dealing with wounded people, they don't know how to appreciate that. They don't nurture it and treasure it. Instead, they act like it's always going to be there. And that's the thing that created disassociation for you, because again, you need to get nurtured. You need to feel loved and supported as children. And I feel like instead, you, as a child, you put the time and effort into your own hobbies, your own energies. It was a way to escape. Well, again, this person treated you the same exact way, that to bring out those wounds, those childhood wounds, and you detached. You dealt with it the same way that you dealt with it in childhood. And that shocked your person, where they're saying, well, now I have to figure it out. And that's really the truth of the matter is, will they ever figure it out? I'm sure that they will figure it out, but I feel like it's going to be a lot of like back and forth with themselves, because there's a part of them that really likes the control, and healing doesn't feel good. So they have to do something different. The whole thing is that they can't control their feelings for you. So again, it's we have to wait till they surrender their ego. So right now they're not 100% ready to do it, because again, they're healing. They're healing. They're reflecting, they're growing, they're balancing out their energy. So they're not ready to do it. But inevitably, that's what they want. They want to do it. And do they know they want to be with you? Do they know that they're doing the healing? They may not say, well, I'm doing healing right now, but they are saying, why am I like this? And what do I 100% want? And it's making them do the reflection work that they wouldn't do in order for them to heal. So again, they're doing the healing work, and that's huge, because look, reflection, healing, you know, because again, there is the relationship, there is a lot of love, that this connection is helping them open up their heart chakra. And I believe if they come back to you, it may open up your heart chakra to see that people can change. Ironically, look, this yellow orange is reminding me a lot of that sacred chakra, the sacral chakra, right? But this is combined with the solar plexus. So, and those two energies are what brings us success, right? Because you put the energy into yourself, and this is success. I grow and thrive in the universe. I discover the purity of my heart and the higher wisdom that guides me towards victory. I direct my thoughts towards clarity and nurture wisdom, love, and goodness within me. I am free now and I succeed in my life. So I believe that this person is a spiritual connection because they, again, pushed you further into like mastering your own craft. Again, everybody has their own unique style, their own flair, their own creativity. And I believe that because this person wasn't there and you wound up putting all the energy into yourself, you became yourself. And that's the ingredients for success. You gave yourself the love by doing what you love. Those two things are what brings you the success. And I feel that's what makes you so attractive to this person. I feel like that's what they never expected. They never expected you to be like, okay, you don't want to be with me, like, and that's okay. I'm going to give myself the energy, and now my life looks great. And now this person is like, I have to figure it out. I have to figure out what I want. And again, they know that they want you in their life. They just don't know how. They're doing the healing energy, and it's all about you putting the energy into yourself right now for your own success so that you can again attract the people and the situations and the experiences into your life, whether it's going to be this person or someone that actually is ready to be in a relationship. I just feel like you're not supposed to be in a relationship right now. You're supposed to be, again, focusing on your own success. But this person came into your life to, again, it was like a little bit of a karmic test, and also to make sure that those old wounds were healed. And they are. That's what it says. So, and that you pass the karmic test, because the only thing that could stop you from your success is yourself. And if you were, again, bound to a person that was going to be unfair, you wouldn't have been able to keep the focus on yourself. You would have been caught up in that. But by putting the energy into yourself, you find your own success. And that is actually what makes this person do their work and come back, because now they're like, I see your worth. Not that you didn't have worth before, but you again had demanded that. And that's how you actually shape shifted your situation. Because if you would have given this person what they wanted, it would have wound up as a, like they would have done this, created more trauma, created trauma on top of your trauma, because again, it would have hurt your business. It would have hurt what you were doing within in your life. That's why I channeled that in the beginning. All right. I hope that you all enjoyed that, Gemini. You let me know whether you did. And if you did, don't forget to write the word of the video in your comment bar. Again, apathy, this person's acting like they don't care, but they're really just procrastinating because they're trying to figure out what they want, and they're doing the healing to do it. They know they want you, they just don't know where. And they definitely don't know how, but they're figuring it out. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.